Watch jumping guys, this is Norms, and today here are my top 10 gaming laptops for 2016. So these ones are some of the budget side up to the high end side. So without wasting any more time, here is the video. So what we have here in number 1 is the Acer Aspire A15. I already know and said this is a budget notebook for only the price of 34,100. Yes, this is 34,100 pesos, but you have some of the decent specs, especially for this kind of laptop. So you have a full HD 15.6-inch display. When it comes to the build quality, it is okay. It's not that really high-end, but you also have a Core i5-6200U. So when it comes to GPU, you have an NVIDIA GeForce 940MX with 2 gigs of DDR5 memory. You have the later specs when it comes to RAM, DDR4 8GB and a 256GB SSD for faster and more responsive when it comes to performance. So this laptop is really great for that kind of price range, especially if you have this kind of SSD. Whereas number 2 is the MSI CX62. There is actually a little bit more to the other version which I don't want to explain more, but will be on the next episode, which is budget laptops under 40k. So this one is at around 43,000 pesos. You have a Core i5-6300HQ compared to the Acer that has a Jove CPU Core i5. You have a 15.6-inch HD display, not too bad as well, but you have a GT940M, 8 gigs of DDR4 memory and a 1TB hard drive, which is solidly built. And yes, like I said before, it's not really that bad when it comes to specs, but don't expect too high when it comes to high-end gaming on later titles. Which we go on to number 3 is the Dell Inspiron 7559. Yes, we all know that this 7559 is still one of the best looking laptops when it comes to the budget gaming category, but there is a later version which is the 7566 that has DDR4 but still packs the same specs on the CPU, GPU and also storage. So what we have here is 8GB of DDR3L, 256GB SSD and a Core i5-6300HQ and a full HD 15.6-inch display, all in which this laptop can give you at around 47,600, where the original price of this one is 49,600. So it is a really great laptop, really easy to upgrade, and you don't have any kind of problems whatsoever on this kind of notebook. Next one is the Asus ROG GL752VW. So this 17.3-inch gaming laptop is still really good when it comes to its specs, where you can actually tell it has 16 gigs of RAM, which is DDR4, and 1TB hard drive compared to the Dell and all the other laptops that have smaller storage. So this one has a Core i7-6700HQ, and the 17.3-inch laptop has a 1080p display, which is matte, and all in which this is actually a great laptop for around 59,900 or 63,700 for its original price point. Now we go on to the next one, which is the Asus ROG Strix GL702VM. So the 702VM is a little bit into the higher model, where you can actually see that this laptop is G-Sync compatible. It has a Core i7-6700HQ processor packed with an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 GPU with also 16 gigs of DDR4 memory and the same storage as what you can see in the other one, which is the Asus ROG 752. So now we go on to the other stuff right here, a 1080p display and yes, 6GB of total video memory, which is really good for around 77,000 pesos or 79,200 for its original price point, which is actually good if you are into gaming on medium settings or even high settings, no problem. Where we go on to the next one, which is the MSI Ge62 VR. This is the Apache Pro, with the similar specs when it comes to CPU and GPU, but it has a difference when it comes to the RAM, 12 gigs of RAM and 128GB SSD plus an additional 1TB hard drive for storage. So this laptop is actually the same thing with a matte display, IPS Full HD at around 82,500, and the original price point of this one is 84,500, which I do actually like, and I would say this is a really great combo if you are into gaming. Which we go on to the Sager NP9152S. So this 15.6-inch gaming laptop has the same specs with the RAM, GPU, and yes, you also have dual storage, 256GB SSD and a 1TB hard drive. But what's different here is the Core i7 6700K, which is actually a CPU from a desktop computer. So this really bulky machine can give you the really best performance when it comes to editing, especially if you are going to do some high intensive tasks, especially for gaming. For 112 and 100 pesos, this is actually a really great notebook for the money. Now we go on to the next one, AORUS X7 V6. So this V6 is actually really good with the 1070 on it, a Core i7-6820HQ, and yes, it has the same RAM, and also you have a 512GB of storage and 1TB hard drive. Yes, that one 512GB is an SSD, which can give you the best performance benefit when it comes to gaming as well without any kind of hiccups. And also this Quad HD 120Hz display will give you the price point, which I do say 151-100 is not a bad deal, but actually if you are into something more, you can actually get this one, which is the Asus ROG G701 VI or the G701 VI, which is a 17.3-inch gaming laptop with the same specs, but when it comes to the CPU and GPU, yes, it uses the HK, not the HQ, GTX 1080 with 64 gigs of DDR4 memory and two 512GB of storage, which is an SSD. And so it has a 120Hz panel with a full HD display, and you can actually see that this one is an NVMe drive, which it is actually really good, especially for gaming. For 202-600, this is not a bad deal. Now we go on to the next one, which I do like and mostly you guys would like. The final one is the MSI GT73 VR Titan 4K. So this laptop is a really beastly performer when it comes to it, due to the fact that it has the same CPU and the same RAM capacity as what you can see on the previous one, which is the Asus ROG laptop, the Asus ROG G701 VI. So what's really different here is that it has a dual GTX 1070 on it in SLI. So this laptop has a 512GB of storage and a 1TB hard drive and a 2 GTX 1070, making this one is a pure gaming beast. This one has a 4K EDP display that is actually really good when it comes to its IPS and VR ready compatible, especially for some laptops that has this 10 series, and you also have a PCIe SSD on it. So this is actually a really great performer for only 200 for 400. Original price is 209 400. So yeah, those are the gaming laptops that I do want to recommend from the entry level point up to the high end point. But if you want to give some more recommendations, yes, I didn't see any Alienware, but I could actually give it a little bit soon. So if you want to suggest any more gaming laptops, leave a comment down below. And also there will be a next episode which we go on to the top 10 gaming laptops for under 40k. So this is Norms, and I will see you guys on another budget segment episode.